Carbon butter. I love it. Let's go.
All right. So the world is facing a food crisis that demands bold solution as our planet struggles with climate change and growing populations. We need sustainable food alternatives that can reduce our environmental impact without sacrificing taste or quality. Carbon butter represents a groundbreaking innovation that could change everything we know about dairy products. Developed by Savor, this revolutionary lab-grown butter mimics traditional dairy butter using only carbon and hydrogen molecules. This dairy-free butter substitute offers the same taste, texture, and cooking properties as conventional butter while dramatically reducing environmental impacts. Yeah. So what makes this sustainable butter alternative more compelling is the backing of tech mogul Bill Gates. His investment in this carbon-neutral butter technology highlights the serious commercial impact that reinforces confidence in this emerging sector of Bill Gates' food investments.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Yeah. So before you start thinking, ew, butter from carbon, think about it this way. So traditional butter comes from cows that eat plants, which plants, they get their carbon from the air through photosynthesis. So what Savor has done, they've essentially cut out the middleman, the cow and the plant, and they've gone straight to the source. So they take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and hydrogen from water, then use heat, pressure, and chemistry to build the exact same fat molecules that make up dairy butter. And so this result looks, it smells, and cooks and tastes just like regular butter because chemically speaking, it is the same butter. Just the difference is in how it's made. So instead of requiring acres of farmland, tons of feed, waters for cows, and all the environmental costs of dairy farming, this butter is produced in a facility about the size of a warehouse. And talk about, like, if we're talking about environmental impacts, this is staggering. There was something about, like, the parts of cows and how they contribute to global warming and stuff like that. But anyways, traditional farming, it does account for significant greenhouse gas emissions. It requires massive amounts of land and water and contributes to deforestation. Savor's process produces zero greenhouse gas emissions, uses virtually no land, and requires a fraction of the resources. So they're already working with high-end restaurants and bakeries, and they're planning to launch chocolates made with their butter for this holiday season, 2025, which is super cool. I want to try it. What do you think about this? Would you try it?
Well, I'd try it, I think. But
are you skeptical?
I am skeptical. I'm skeptical like all these things. I can't believe it's not butter. Well, I can. It doesn't taste like butter. So we'll see. But
that was margarine.
Yeah, but you say that was margarine. Fine. What about Beyond Meat? What about all the fake meat? There was Beyond Meat, and there was another one. Absolute. I don't know.
Oh, Impossible.
Yeah, Impossible. They've lost so much money and so much market share because it turns out, no one wants this stuff long term. That it's more unhealthy than eating anything else, and that it's all chemical and stuff. And eventually, they were the height of everything. And now they're gone. This is gonna, I feel, fall that same place. Now, having said that, let's talk about that. It uses 1,000 times less footprint compared to dairy farming practices. So there's a lot to be said about if we can use carbon to eliminate reliance on, cattle grazing to feed crops or vast agricultural infrastructure entirely. Like if we have too much carbon and this is a use for it, sure. The problem is that, we don't know what the long-term effects of this. Don't they say that, ingesting carbon is, increases your likelihood of getting cancer by thousands of %?
But you're not ingesting carbon, you're ingesting butter.
Yeah, butter made from carbon. So I'm just saying, I sit back and it seems to me that there's some stuff that needs to be figured out health and safety wise. Again, I try it for my own efficacy, but I feel like, there's nothing wrong with butter from a cow, but at the same time, maybe there is, as we talked earlier, maybe I need to rethink around. Whenever you're telling me that the farmers are destroying the planet, I have to sit back and say, I wonder where that thoughts come from, because I look out in the city and see there's everything else is destroying the planet, and I see the farmers are the ones that are actually keeping the land active and back to what it was. But when you start talking strip farming and you start talking about industrial age and you start talking about all these things, life changes. And we all start talking about how many billion people in the world? And so, we need to figure out how to feed them. We need to figure out how to do a bunch of other things. And I take a step back and say, okay, we also want to travel to other worlds. Is there carbon on Mars that we can use to create some food and products there from? So there are interesting ideas here that are both positive and negative. I'm interested in the idea. I wouldn't mind trying it, like I said, but I don't think I would be anywhere near the first people. I wouldn't be buying this on any regular basis anytime soon.
Let me just leave you with this. You talked about, I can't believe it's not butter. This is not about making fake butter, because it's about making real butter without the cow, the farm, or the environmental impact. They're identical molecules to dairy butter. They're just assembled through industrial chemistry rather than biological processes. And I'm guessing the problem you have is the industrial chemistry that they're using.
Yeah, and let's be honest, they're all liars.
True.
Oh, it's all natural, it's all good for you, it's all whatever.
Yeah.
So I just say
I want Bill Gates involved, so yeah.
I want to see some studies. I want to see the long-term efficacy. That's all I'm saying. If this turns out to be good, great. But I've heard this kind of thing before where we're saying, hey, don't eat the real thing. We're going to make a fake thing and it's going to be better than the real thing. And it never turns out to be. So when I say better, it's not necessarily quality, but not better for you. There's all these other aspects, and your body doesn't necessarily digest it the same. There are 1,000 different things. So I'm not going to be the first one on the bandwagon, but I like to see alternatives. I like to see this coming out. And just because I'm a skeptic and I'll be the last one on this bandwagon doesn't mean it shouldn't be happening.
For sure.
So leave us your thoughts. Are you going to carbon butter it up? Do you trust Bill Gates in this stuff? Or, are you thinking this is another thing that you'd rather stay away from? Let us know what your thoughts are. You jumping on the carbon butter bandwagon, or this is another thing you can pass on? We'd love to hear what you think. So, what do you got going on, John?
Yeah, so coming out end of September, definitely gearing up for Elevate. I know you're a partner with Elevate, aren't you, Craig?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So definitely we'll be doing something during the Elevate week, probably a flowgrammer event, if nothing else. They're a partner of ours. Definitely go out and check it out. There's a lot of great events going on related to Elevate. That's why I said great events, sessions. Program, check out their schedule, check out all the different lines of programs and stuff. There's always good things there. So definitely go check out Elevate, and check out Toronto Starts for our startup drinks, our startup investor drinks, and our flowgrammer events where we help people learn how to automate things in their business. And John, if people need funding, where do they go?
Yeah, come find me on LinkedIn. I just posted some news about the Shred program, but come find me on LinkedIn. Send me a message and we'll talk and see if it makes sense to find some non-dilutive funding for you.
Really appreciate everyone taking their time to watch or listen to this week. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.